HODs, Senior Professor Signaling, Senior Professor Training, Senior Professor Telecom, respected Deputy HODs, Senior Officers, my dear colleagues, staff and beloved trainees. Some of colony resident people also participated here. Welcome you all to this special program. We are all assembled here today for a guest lecture on modern diseases and Desi food, organic and millet users by Dr. Khader, who advocates use of millets as a staple food to control diseases. Now I would like to mention a brief introduction about today's guest speaker, Sri Khader Valiji, son of Srimati Husainamma and Sri Husainappa, natives of Kadapa in Andhra Pradesh and residents of Mysore. He did his BSc and MSc from Regional College of Education, Mysore. He did his PhD on steroids at the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. He has worked as a postdoctoral fellow on environment science at Beaverton, Oregon, USA, and a scientist. He worked in CFTRI, Central Food Technological Research Institute. Later he worked for DuPont, a multinational company on food and personal care in India and USA till 1997 before his settlement in Mysore. He was lectured extensively on the importance of millets and healthy eating. Now I invite Dr. Khader to deliver his lecture on modern diseases and Desi food, organic and millet users in railways. Now Sri Srikanth, inspector, will escort him to the dais.
Thank you, all of you. Generally, I speak in Kannada, Telugu. I believe people here are from various places, so I decided to speak in English. It's been very nice 4 days that I have been here in Telangana. Gone to 5-6 places and we have conducted these sessions. Basically from Andhra Pradesh, Produtturu, Kadapa district, but when I was 14 or 15, I moved to Karnataka and then to America and came back and settled down in Mysore. I happened to marry a Kannadiga girl, so I just settled down in Mysore. And also there were other strategic reasons why I settled down in Mysore. For that I came with a vision of changing food for future generations of human race. In the sense, what I am trying to communicate to you is that the human race has been eating wrong things all along for the last 50 to 80 years. We, as a human race, been misled in the last 80 or maybe 100 years by this Western thought process. They have no idea what food is, and they have actually been very successful in making the whole world eat what they can control. And this is the sad story of the last 80 years. There has been no attempt by human race to define what food is. So, in the crudest sense of attempting to define food, what it should be is, if you eat your food right, you don't need medicines. And if you are eating wrong food, no medicine will work. Can you put these two equations together? If your food is right, no medicine is required. And if your food is wrong, no medicine will work. So, that being the background in your head, I have not yet defined what food is. So, if our food has been right, in the sense that if we have understood what food is right and then what we are eating is right, by now human race should have had no need of any medicine. Are we in that condition? In fact, for the last 8 years, if you look back, sit and think, it's just been the other way around. That medicine have been increasing and the patients have exponentially been generated. There are 28 people, so-called diabetic people, out of 100 in this world right now. There are 38 people who are taking tablets for blood pressure on a regular daily basis. I am not talking about people who take for a year, two, and then stop again take. I am not talking about that. Regular tablet consumption. There are now, I believe, 32% of people taking thyroid tablets. There are 16 people who are taking tablets who do not know what for. They are called mentally disturbed people. And there are 31% of people taking rheumatic, arthritic pains, controlling or whatever word you want to use, tablets. And I believe there are 70% people who are taking tablets to relieve themselves in the morning for toilet. And there are also 42% of people who on a regular basis keep taking tablets for some time and relieve some tablets, again take some tablets, like that. And there are 16% of people who have heart blocks who are already operated once and then they're ready for the second operation. Out of 16, 8 are ready for second operation in a matter of 6 months to 2 years. And there are people who do not get sleep in the night and take tablets for getting sleep, 18%. Now, I've told so many, and 38, 41, 18, 20, 23, and if you keep adding, then it becomes more than 200, but there are only 100 people I'm talking. What does that mean? It means each patient has not got one disease, 2 or 3 diseases. And as if it is not enough, this BP, I didn't mention cancer, I believe they are now reaching 16% again. So, we have these numbers increasing, not decade by decade, year by year, day by day. In fact, the other day I go to a lot of villages, and especially in Karnataka, I have been giving more than, 1,500 lectures, different villages. And I went to a very remote village, and there were 8,000 people sitting in front of me. And then I was telling all this, and then said, now if I go to a village house, I can see in each and every house some tablet or the other. And then one person sitting, I think somewhere around 62 years old man got up and said, Doctor, Elidira, Mane Maneli alla aushdi, Jobali aushdi de anta tablet. What it means is that it is not every house has tablets, it is every pocket has tablets. You understand the importance and the gravity of that statement? And I want to add that it is not the number of patients which are increasing, it is the age of the patients that has been consistently dropping down. That you have these BP patients in the age group of 20 to 30, and 15 to 25 thyroid patients are appearing just like as if there is no other business in the world. So it's not just that we are increasing the number of patients, we are increasing the age of these so-called patients down to younger generations. And I am really sad to report that I keep getting patients now. The age has come down to 8 years old. Babies are coming with diabetic conditions. And of course, in my introduction, sir has not informed that I have been a homeopathic practitioner for the last 21 years. And 8 years, girls and boys are getting diabetes. Out of 100 diabetic patients I received, more than 8 patients are below age of 12. And last week, just before I started coming to Telangana, I received a baby 8 months old diabetic. So I'm not cooking up these numbers. These are all the numbers thrown out by WHO. Who? WHO. World Health Organization. This is an organization every 5 years keeps throwing out these numbers and calls itself a health organization. It's a joke, you can laugh. This is one side of the story, and the next side of the story is much more horrific. The women used to menstruate at the age of 14 or 15, just 50 years ago. Now, young girls of age 9 to 10 are menstruating. In fact, my whole journey of this food and health started because of this single event. When I went to America first time in 1986 or 87, now I forget, maybe 87 or 86. First incident shook me out of my wits. There was this young girl in a hospital where I went to get my first medical certificate to join the university. Age maybe 6.5, below 7 years, sitting there in the reception hall, gazing into the space as if she has lost everything. I asked her mother what happened to this girl. The mother said nonchalantly that she started menstruating and the bleeding has not stopped for the last 20 days and they have given her 2-3 injections already and nothing has happened. Hence she brought her to the hospital. So that was the biggest shock of my life. The reason was where I came from India, the women at that time, I never imagined would menstruate at the age of 6 or 7. I mean, what I remember was 14, 15 years of the natural age. This is 1986 we are talking about. So I asked the doctor, what happened? How come this girl at the age of 6? And I just happened to finish my PhD on steroids. Estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, these are sex hormones. So I knew the 2 or 3 things about these chemicals. So the doctor again nonchalantly said, oh, this girl a little bit too early, but generally here we are seeing all the girls are menstruating at the age of 9. So in 1985-86 itself in America, girls have started menstruating at that young age. So it shook me out. What happened? How come in India people are menstruating at 14 and here it comes 9, 10? I mean, it's amazing, 5 years. How did they cut short this? So I questioned the doctor, do you think these girls are getting some steroids somehow, somewhere? He got angry. And left the place, I got my certificate and joined her. And then I didn't get sleep. I just started thinking and then digging out and realized within 3 days that the American kids have been drinking this so-called milk artificially prepared. That is, they have modified these cows to produce more milk with in vitro fertilization and a lot of antibiotics and oxytocin, another hormone, a growth hormone, a protein hormone, and then estrogen, a sex hormone, injecting these cows, and then you start producing milk in the range of 10 to 15 liters each time the cow is impregnated and the baby comes out. So this milk has been packeted, pasteurized, homogenized, put it into plastic covers and put it in the cold rooms. After 10-15 days, all the babies have been fed because there at that time the women were under the social pressure of working. I mean, their career was important and they were working very early. So after the baby is born, they had to just get back to the corporate world culture, just get back to work, otherwise they have no work. So this was the condition in which they just started going to. So they needed the babies to be fed on artificial milk, and then here we go, we have biotechnology, we're producing a lot of milk. Please feed your babies, milk is very good, milk is complete food, these advertisements. That's how these babies were fed this milk, and then these hormones started entering the body and leaking there. That means the imbalance, balance or whatever you call, has happened in this baby. So the whole system started misbehaving. See, in the name of producing milk, what did they produce? They produced something that has changed. I'm not talking about diseases. Now the whole nature of the women has changed, and then as if it is not enough milk has to be consumed because they're producing liters and liters, millions of liters. They said, oh, you write in textbooks, milk is good. Complete food. For whom? Your mother's milk is good for you, that is complete food. And the cow's milk is good for the calf, not for you. So, the whole world, in the name of producing milk, started getting these cows. And then everyone started drinking milk left and right. Not only the babies, everyone. Milk is good for you, calcium, lot of calcium. How much calcium is there in milk? See, the moment I keep speaking, everyone is thinking, oh, milk is good for calcium. Where will we get calcium if we don't drink milk? This is the question popping in all your heads. Because that's how we are brainwashed. Where is calcium? What is the amount of calcium present in 1 liter of milk? Does anyone know? Can someone tell me? But everyone knows you get calcium from milk. Am I right? You get 1 gram of, approximately 1 gram of calcium if you drink 1 liter of milk. And all that is not absorbed by your body. Approximately 160 to 200 milligrams is absorbed. That means if you drink 1 liter of milk, you get that much calcium. And it's not enough anyway for you. That means if you want the complete dose, approximately around 400, 500 milligrams, you need to drink 2 to 3 liters of milk. So calcium you just don't get from milk, you should get from various kinds of foods. And did any doctor tell you that if you drink doodh, that is sesame seed, 100 grams of sesame seed has got the same amount of calcium as 1 liter of milk. That is 1 gram of calcium is present in 100 grams of sesame seed. Did any doctor tell you to eat sesame laddu? Ragi milk, if you take 100 grams, it has got 4 times more calcium. And all the calcium is available for you to be absorbed into your body. So, what did my grandmother give me when my mother had less milk? I don't remember, but after growing up, I remember my mother telling me, you are grown on ragi milk, you are grown on sesame seed. So, our elderly people knew what was required for me. But no doctor. I'm not talking about foreign doctors. I'm talking about our scientists, our doctors. Never ever contested this so-called artificial milk having high amount of calcium and our products not having or having. And if you drank milk from ragi or navani or sajje, you would have been much healthier because you would not have had this hormonal imbalance at all. And all the women drinking coffee, tea, without coffee, how can I live? Without coffee, the life doesn't be. The गाड़ी शुरू नहीं होता है. So each cup of coffee or drinking, I'm not talking about caffeine, I'll talk about it later, I'm just talking about the milk dose that you are taking is giving you beautiful dose of steroids, and that's why you are actually more addicted. It's not caffeine, it is the steroids in your milk that you are addicted. What has happened? All our women in the last 20 years start getting mustache on their lips. No problem, we have beauty parlors, another cosmetic industry. So we have girls menstruating at the age of 9 and 8, and if it becomes too much, nowadays I started getting girls menstruating with the 4.5. Can you believe a 4.5-year-old girl, you say you have become lady already? And no one cares. No scientist talks about it. No doctor wants to do anything about it. And there has been millions of women suffering from these menstrual problems because of this unnatural milk intake for the last 15 years to 20 years. They have been just gulping painkillers when and during these menstrual cycles. Millions and millions and millions of dollars have been generated just by these painkillers. And many women have lost their kidneys. No problem, we have dialysis units. And no one, no scientist, no doctor, no politician, no university professors are interested in saying anything about this, leave alone doing something about it. I have been talking about this for the last 20 years. No one cares. I just tell my patients who come to me, please, for heaven's sake, don't touch milk, don't touch coffee, don't touch tea, don't touch the water in the plastic bottles. The whole world is drinking water in the last 15 years or 20 years, and before that 15, 20 years, the Europe and America have been drinking this plastic water. And wonderful nanoparticles of these plastic materials have been coating your celiac areas in your intestines, and then you are being deprived of these wonderful micronutrients like selenium, copper, zinc, which are directly responsible for your health of the hair. If you want to have hair on your head, you need these micronutrients. Lo and behold, what happened? Our Tirupati Timoppa Kudulu business has come down 10 times in the last 50 years. Though the number of bhaktas visiting Tirupati has increased tenfold. What does that mean? These Europeans lost their hair just long before we lost, and they were looking for what do we do for our hair. They look, oh, here is Tirupati Timoppa selling the hair. And he was making 180 crores or something in 2000. Now 2015 it has come down by half. So in the last 15 years we also started using this so-called hygienic, crystal clear. These are the advertisement taglines. RO water. Dream girl comes and sells. Tendulkar comes and sells. So drinking, my individual hygiene water. You go to marriages, everyone gets this. In fact, Ayurveda conferences, everyone is drinking water. Naturopathy, everyone is drinking. So your hair started going away. So we have hair where it should not be, and we have no hair where it should be. So what do we do? How do we clean this water, so-called clean water? In Karnataka, wherever I go now, you have copper vessels. So you just look back, all over India, everyone was using copper vessels or copper plates. Even if you have a mud pot, you put a copper plate. Or a copper rod, at the end you have this coconut chipu, so you take water. So this copper rod, the only material in the world whose surface area there are free d orbital electrons freely moving. So these are negatively charged. So the water, because of this hydrogen bonding, is the most peculiar liquid on this planet. And water has another beautiful quality. I will just come to that point in another 5 minutes. So because of this hydrogen bonding and this slight polarity in the water molecule present, delta positive, delta negative, positive being on hydrogen and negative being on oxygen, it makes almost anything and everything to be dissolved, if not in large quantities, very, very small. So it starts taking these nanoparticles slowly and steadily, especially when you have these water bottles changing temperatures from cold to hot, hot to cold. Within 3 days they start getting these nanoparticles. So you are drinking and the celiac place is just coated with this hydrophobic material. You need to have celiac place loaded with hydrophilic materials. Now we have, on the contrary, hydrophobic materials. So what is happening is that you have this wonderful micronutrients missing in your blood, which directly and indirectly is disturbing your endocrine glands, like pituitary, thyroid. So what does it mean? You stop drinking this water, your pituitary thyroid problem should start settling down, and that is what I am trying to indirectly tell you. So how do we clean these stupid plastic nanoparticles out of the so-called clean water? It's very simple. You take all this water from our system, this system, whatever, because the water even in the corporations is coming through these plastic pipes only. So you just put it in a mud pot or a steel pot, which is very neutral, and drop a copper plate, maybe 3 inch by 12 inch, into it, and overnight the water gets cleaned up. All these unwanted chemicals, viruses, bacteria, because these electrons rotate and kill even the viruses. The best and most effective way of killing any virus is just to make it touch copper for 1 or 2 hours. So all these dead bodies can be actually collected onto the plate, and then you just have to take the plate out and take tamarind or lemon or tomato, clean it back and drop it down. Back again it is ready to clean for you. Not 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, not 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 60 years. After you die, you can give it to your daughter, or before you die, give it to your daughter. Then your daughter can hand it over to her daughter or son. It can go on for generations and generations. If you spend approximately 200 rupees for your copper plate, you will have your water all along. And that water, if you start using for your kitchen needs also, not just for drinking. So in the last 15, 20 years, I have seen all over the world people drinking this water, as if they are just wonderful clean water, and we are giving all our babies plastic bottles. Every school kid drinking, look like that. So if the water was in a mud pot and there was a copper plate, that would have been clean enough. In fact, that's the only clean water you can drink. Simple technique. And the most effective technology and most decentralized technology. There is no money involved here at all. Very simple. So what I have done, in fact, lot of young people losing hair, 20, 25, sir, I am not getting married, sir, I'm bald head. This bald head used to be 4 out of 100 men, and 10 lakhs, 1 out of 10 lakhs used to be the ratio for women. But now we have 4 women bald head out of 100. Imagine the percentage of how it has changed, and that means we are changing the nature of human beings. I am not talking about diseases. We are changing ourselves, because what did we do? This artificial meat, artificial water, and going one step further, artificial oil, order of the day. Octane and higher units form our diesel and then petrol, and lower than octane, carbon unit octane, lower, butane, hexane, pentane, they are actually coming out as a byproduct or product that is not necessary in this refined industry, that mineral oil, a light, transparent, no smell, very good looking oil. So this refined distilled oil, what do I do with this so much ample? If you produce 1 liter of this diesel or petrol, you have around 200 and 250 ml of this oil coming out. So imagine the amount of this mineral oil being produced in tons and tons and tons. So what do we do with this? Let's see. The whole world is taking some oils, that's sesame seed oil, coconut oil, or groundnut oil. Let us just say this coconut oil, if you take, you will get cholesterol. So if you take till oil, you will become black. If you drink groundnut oil, you will have aflatoxins, your nerves will go. So these so-called scientists start writing articles about these kinds of oils all over the world. Wherever, whatever oil you're in, there is some problem with it. So these so-called scientists started writing in 1970s, because that's when they had to do something about this. So we have wonderful oil which is free of cholesterol, free of this, free of that. There's nothing there, actually it's just a mineral oil. They package it and say groundnut oil. Oh, it looks like, oh, I just have 1 kilo of that chemical, it makes you feel that this groundnut oil. Have 1 kilo of another chemical, it makes you coconut oil. 1 kilo of rice bran oil. Tons of rice bran is produced. In fact, rice bran has got, if you actually press 180 kilos, you may get 100 to 200 ml of oil. So we have tons of rice bran oil being produced. Olive oil, very good, omega acid, fantastic oil. Now, lo and behold, all over the world, everyone is using olive oil. I don't know where this olive oil is coming from, because there are hardly any olive trees on this planet. But just to watch 1 hour cookery shows, every cook is using furiously olive oil, below, up, down, everywhere. And if I just calculated sitting in just for 1 hour, it goes beyond 10,000 liters. Just cook shows, not what you are all using. Imagine how much they are selling. And everyone is happily thinking they are taking olive oil and they have omega acid and they are getting better and better. Then it's going away. What are you doing by consuming these so-called oils? You are just having notion of food. You don't have food at all. We are all okay with it. Because these doctors, these scientists are the omega acid, this acid, that acid. Cholesterol is there in coconut oil. In fact, the best things are there in your sesame seed. Do you all know in India, if someone dies, what do? Put yellow in the mouth and say Narayana Narayana. You understand what I'm saying? तिल मुंह में डाल के राम राम बोलते हैं. क्यों? Display that way, if there is any life left, he would respond if till works. And if it didn't work, this fellow is really dead, take him out. That's what it means. So when I put yellow, that is sesame seed in your mouth, that is the last test. That wonderful is this particular material. Here we have the so-called scientists saying that this is useless, and we all think it is useless. In fact, I have had wonderful opportunity of curing thousands and thousands of so-called thyroid patients, making them drink this olive oil. No, sesame seed oil, coconut oil, groundnut oil, done by Sika Rana, the old big stem of a big tree, and you have a log and 2 cows, oxen going around, and you produce oil. If you put 10 kilos of groundnuts, you will get 3.5 liters of oil. But now, In the machines, you produce 6 to 7 liters of water just by using expellers. You heat it, but you're changing the nature of the oil. So if you take that oil, be it coconut oil, be it safflower oil, be it till oil, be it groundnut oil, you get pure thyroid problem. Just like that in a matter of 3 months, and I have thousands and thousands and thousands of patients. I have not cured. Just listening to my lectures, people keep calling me and say, "Sir, my thyroid problem is gone, disappeared." Thank God you are clapping. I thought no one will clap. The reason is you are all just thinking, you are not even listening to what I am saying. This is the sad story we have created in the last 40, 50 years. And I have not shown Abhi Bhati hai. Abhi picture Bhati hai. कौन बोल रहा है? शाहरुख खान? आमिर खान. अभी picture बाकी है. What's happening? And we are all thinking we are living in an advanced, scientifically very, very wonderful world. Yeah, you have smartphones in your hand. Oh, we are sending missiles and rockets here and there. Shaking ourselves out of our beds. All these machines, missiles, rockets, we're all faced. Oh, what wonderful science. As if we're going to go and do samsara in Mangalagraha tomorrow. We're all busy. The fact is, when you get up in the morning, you are not able to shit properly. Because you take so long to come out of the toilet. In fact, many parents come and tell me, my boy has not gone to toilet 3 days, 4 days, and he's scared because he's trying very hard and it's not coming out. Not it's just the babies and girls and boys. A lot of elderly people are also. Because now we know what disease is. Now we know what health is. Till now, there have been millions of books written on these diseases, but no one talked about how to be healthy. Do you want to be healthy? Yes. Don't drink milk. Don't drink coffee. Don't drink tea. Don't drink plastic water. Don't eat plastic dosa. What is plastic dosa? Non-stick dosa. After 3 months you change the pan because it is no more working as non-stick. Where did this sticky, non-sticky material go? Each dosa you are eating some amount of plastic idlis. As if it is not enough, we are giving ಈ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಹೋಗೋದು ಸಾಲದು ಅಂತ ಡೈಪರ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆಯಿಂದನೂ. The young boys and girls, because they urinate, you put the diapers. 24 hours diapers. Why diapers for babies? Even elders are using because they cannot control urine. If they laugh, urine drops. If they cough, urine drops. If they smile, urine drops. There is $18 billion business. They have catheter and a plastic bag onto the thigh. As I was telling Paul, you have attached bathrooms now. Things like attached bathrooms. In fact, in Japan, attached beds are there. You press the button, you have toilet. You close the button. Can you believe you have toilets in the bedrooms? Just can't understand this. But no one seems to have any problem in thinking that we can have attachment. Bedroom ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಟಾಯ್ಲೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. And we think we are all very hygienic. So if you are healthy, you should hold your urine for 2-3 hours, no problem, nothing to worry. So if you sleep in the night, you should wake up once in the morning at 4:30 or 5. So understand what health is. Then you have no problems in following how to get health. And the sad story is, it is such a sad story. One of my friends from California calls me just recently, 10 days back. Hey Khader, in India రావాలనుకున్నా అప్ప ఇప్పుడు బుద్ధి వచ్చింది రారా బాబు. I want a house. I said 3 BHK, 2 BHK. No. I want a house. ఎంత డబ్బులు రా 2 కోట్లు అయినా పర్వాలేదు. కానీ ఒక్క విషయం రా జ్ఞాపకం ఉంచుకో, పక్కనే ఒక హాస్పిటల్ ఉండే కూర్చో. He wants a hospital very close by. Because he is scared. What? I have why? So I have diabetes, I have thyroid, I have BP. I actually had already undergone some stents, 1 or 2 stents are there. So anything can happen. I just need a hospital. See, this is how people are. He has crores of rupees. Maybe you are 50,000 crores per month you can make. The same disease is threatening people who cannot make 500 rupees per day. Maybe you are RSS fellow, Brahmin, Muslim, Dalit, doesn't matter. Everyone is infected with this disease. Because I have tribals having diabetes, young boys having diabetes. Tribals having mouth cancer because they are using this tobacco, alcohol. So the whole world doesn't care. Because we are using 28% of our agricultural land for this, producing this so-called addictive units, caffeine, tobacco, nicotine, drugs, real drugs. In fact, California has lost the underground water, which is equivalent to state of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana together with that much square kilometer area. Underground water is lost just to produce wheat. See, we are just pondering left and right all the natural resources just to make coffee, tea. So the real thing can only be obtained from nature and natural means, and that's how you live. So if you have brains, produce food that is good for life. So if science is against life, it is no more science. So it's high time we define things are the way they are. So food, if you eat, you don't need medicine. So if you eat something and if you want to keep consuming medicines, that is not food anymore. So, what all we need to do? We have this wonderful grains, fiber from the center, so you need to soak these grains. Because if you do not soak, the fiber does not get cooked. So, oh, I ate koralu, oh, body heat up. Because you don't know how to cook. Because माँ नहीं चाहिए, बाप नहीं चाहिए, 2 मिनट में नूडल बनता है. So when you have such wonderful statements, how can women cook in the house? See what these guys have done for me. Amitabh Bachchan, Virat Kohli, Dhoni, these people keep coming one after the other. They are selling all these nonsense things to you and to your kids. And these guys are experts, icons. Sunday ya ande, how ande, oh, use Colgate. Oh, calcium content, tabaka. So please, wake up. Wake up. So we have to be woken up. Please wake up. You are all in deep slumber, not good sleep, because you are all addicted. Addicted to rice, addicted to wheat, addicted to sugar, addicted to milk, addicted to coffee, addicted to tea, addicted to alcohol, addicted to this so-called oils. Please, 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 for heaven's sake, if not for your sake, the next generations have to live on this planet. Leave something for them. So let's start living. Let's start living. Don't think I'm dreaming. Tomorrow you'll go and stop drinking coffee and tea. I know it takes time. But if I have made you think, my job is done. I know someday or the other, if not all of you, half of you will change, and then you will spread the news. And cooking is no issue. Once you soak, you can make any of your cherished items. Chitrana, palav, puliyogare, everything is fine. Don't worry. You can eat all your pickles you want. There's nothing wrong with your pickle. In fact, pickles are the best form of cancer protecting agents for you. But don't eat too much of it. So you eat your avokaya, you eat your lemon pickle, tile salad, no problem. Don't believe these doctors. Please eat well, eat right, live well, live happy, and it is very much possible. So, making machines and missiles will not bring peace and joy to us. Growing trees and millets will. Thank you very much. Business. Daily put honey. That means some fellow who is making honey artificially is selling. Daily. No one in this planet should take anything daily other than water. So don't eat. So approximately, if you want to eat, you can eat 1 week or 2 weeks, not more than that. So if someone tells you daily you drink honey, how long? Lifelong? Nonsense. So even if it is amruta, smile. So only water is good for you on daily basis, nothing else. That's how God has given you 5 grains. In fact, if I had another 5-10 years, I would have digged out another 5 grains. But I am already 60, and if I wait for 10 more years, you will all be going somewhere. So I have to stop with 5. And if human race intends to live much more healthily, they can discover another 5 more grains. I am sure it is there, just lying around. Okay? So don't eat or drink anything daily other than milk.
I was saying one more question. So, should we take
Other than
water?
milk? Never. After your mother's milk, no milk at all. If you want to drink milk, drink coconut milk or sesame seed milk or ragi milk or sajja milk or like that. Okay.
Is non-vegetarian diet is good or vegetarian?
Completely bad. Completely bad. Human race is herbivorous, period. No discussions, period. So you may ask me, my name is Khader, are you vegetarian? I am the purest vegetarian available on this planet today. I didn't talk about bakery. the baker, you know. In fact, I'll tell you a joke. Lot of Brahmins and Lingayats come. I said, I don't know that Brahmins and don't eat. No, I'm Brahmin. In the morning, as soon as you get up, what do? I drink coffee. My doctor said, don't drink coffee on an empty stomach. So I take 100 grams of rust. What is rust made of? 35 grams dalda. What is dalda? It's nothing but your pig and cow's meat. Fat. So I'm a Brahmin. I eat rust every day. Biscuit, cake, chocolate. All these are, in fact, sugar itself, if you want to consider, it also contains. So, you want to avoid all these things because they carry viruses which are very dangerous for you. H5N1, H1N1, dengue, chikungunya, all these are not coming from somewhere. They have been there. But your capacity to hold all these viruses is going down because the way you are eating what you are eating. So if you just stop drinking milk, your immunity goes up. And actually, I may need more than 2 more hours to talk about each disease, what to eat, how to eat. All that information is actually given in YouTube. And there is a booklet which has come out in Telugu. A soft copy is free. Already it is being distributed all over the country, I believe. And people are trying to make it in English, and that will also be released. There is no patent, there is no copyright. Anyone can print any number of copies and please distribute left and right. Don't even ask me. No permission is required. Please do that. All that information is given on YouTube. What cancer, how to eat, diabetes, how to eat. All these issues are completely detailed, dealt with. And please just watch some of my videos on YouTube. Many of your questions are already answered. Because it is.
Thank you very much, sir.
I need to go back to Mysore. So please.
Last question, sir.
Please, sir. ఇంతవరకు వెజ్ నాన్ వెజ్ అని చాలా డిస్కషన్ వచ్చింది. మనం వేసుకునే మందుల్లో కూడా వెజ్
ఇంకా అవన్నీ చెప్తూ కూర్చుంటే 2 రాత్రులు కావాలి.
డౌట్ వచ్చింది.
రాత్రి అయితే నిద్రపోవాలి.
డౌట్ సార్. వెజ్ నాన్ వెజ్ టాబ్లెట్లు కూడా
చాలా మందుల్లో చాలా మాంస పదార్థాలను వాడుతున్నారు. అంతేకాదు ఆవుల నుంచి పందుల నుంచి వచ్చే బై ప్రోడక్ట్స్ ని చాలా పదార్థాల్లో వాడుతున్నారు. These are all industrial tricks. No one wants to talk about it. There are a lot of very bad things happening which I don't want. I am just bothered about being healthy.
సరే మిల్క్ గురించి
Let's become simple.
మిల్క్ గురించి
చెప్పండి కదా.
సార్ ఇది మిల్క్ ఇక్కడ సార్ ఇది ఏదైతే యాంటీబయాటిక్స్ తర్వాత స్టెరాయిడ్స్ ఇచ్చినటువంటి మిల్క్ వల్ల ఏదైతే ఎక్కువ ప్రొడక్ట్ చేస్తున్నారో అది అట్లా కాకుండా దేశీ ఆవు కానీ ఇట్లాంటివి ఏమైనా వాడొచ్చా?
ఈ దేశీ పాలు విదేశీ పాలు కాదక్క. పాలే వద్దు. ఒకటి ఏ పాలు ఆ పాలు అంటే ఆవు పాలు ఆవు దూడకు పరిపూర్ణ ఆహారం. మనకు మన తల్లిపాలు ఆహారం. మన తల్లిపాలలో ఉన్న సమతులనమైన తెలుగులో మాట్లాడేస్తాను. No, not others. Sir, the reason is the question he asked is there is a difference between Desi milk and Videshi milk, whatever. Just to distinguish, I am talking. So someone called A2 milk, A1 milk, Nadi Hasu, Jersey Hasu. All this means one and the same, but it doesn't matter. The difference is that there is lot of difference between the milk of natural cow and this genetically modified cow, because you also have externally added hormones and antibiotics and growth hormones. But in the natural cow's milk also, cow's milk is produced by nature by cow to take care of the needs of the growing calf. And the needs of human baby are absolutely different. In 6 months, our babies grow this much. In 6 months, the cow grows So just think the amount of the same steroids. Maybe the difference is in this cow's milk it is 1 unit if you say, in this cow's unit it is 100 or 1000. But we don't need even this 1 unit because what we need is 0.001 unit. You understand? Lactobacillus is actually the bacteria that inhabits your gut from esophageal to this. And in fact, that is the source of your online first line immunity. Whether you are in India, whether you are in America, whether you are an Eskimo, still you have lactobacillus only in your tummy. You understand what is happening here? So, taking curds, and how much curds you have? Chataku curds. So I have 10 people in my family. What do? I just pour water, make chas. So अभी भी नाक में कभी होटल में लिखा है दाल बाटी छाछ, दाल बाटी दूध नहीं है. Another thing. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಏನ್ ಕದಿದ್ದಾನೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಚಿನ್ನಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ? He is thief of butter, not thief of milk. Nowhere in our literature Krishna is depicted as thief of milk. If he wanted, he can just go and put his mouth and drink. To all these called cowherder, no, Gopala. क्या है? एक दिन भी, एक बार भी ये नहीं किया है. So what does that mean? God is telling you, don't drink milk, steal butter. Okay.
Thank you,
Have I
sir.
answered your question?
Yes.
Sir,
आपने बोला था अभी कि जो तेल निकालते हैं फली में से, तिल्ली में से,
हाँ,
तो उसको गर्म नहीं करना चाहिए जैसे इंडस्ट्री में गर्म करते हैं.
नहीं, इंडस्ट्री में गर्म करती है प्रेशर से और केमिकल से और हीट से.
हाँ सर.
सो ये बांडली में आप हीट करते हैं.
Sir, actually what is happening is in Pune one company is selling one machine wherein you can extract oil in the house itself. So,
Yeah, I know about. They call it cold press, and then they have a IR unit showing you that it is only 58 degrees.
Yes, sir, that's what I'm
But
saying.
in the machine,
हाँ,
I have measured the temperature is almost reaching 210.
हाँ,
So the real production of oil is only through Ghana. You have the wooden thing and wooden lock, and slowly and steadily oxygen rotating around it. 10 kilos of your oil material will give you 3 or 4 liters. If you heat, you can get another 3 liters, but that's not
so
right.
in that machine, if you don't heat and extract oil, it's fine, sir.
It's okay, I can tell you. Better than your refined oils and all
That is
these
fine,
mineral
sir.
oils.
Because one of my friend purchased it. You just said that I got in my mind.
Yeah. Actually, we are producing, going back to the old type Ghana, just 30 days back we have started the production. We produce 20 to 30 liters in each Ghana, and we use 3 pairs of oxen. Every 3 hours we rotate, and then we pay the oxen 500 rupees for each 3 hours, and the person who sits on it 250. So we produce oil in this fashion. Actually, I would love to show you this, though it is, I don't know how to.
Where do we get such oil, sir?
The moment you start asking for it, it will be produced. Because 20 years back when I started telling people, eat foxtail millet, eat koda millet, they used to say, where do we get? I said, just go to the corner of the shop and just tell him, you want koda millet, you want foxtail millet, and don't even stay there. Just go 2-3 days and tell him, after 21 days he will bring it to you. So, if you ask, it will be produced. So, if you start eating these grains, our poor farmers, Metabhumi farmers will start producing, and they will not need to commit suicide. And if you start eating pizzas, burgers, chapatis, the companies will benefit and our poor farmers will continue to have suicide. So everything is dependent on what you eat. Be aware.
Thank you very much, Khader sir. Now I request our Honorable Director to Now I request our Honorable Director kindly come to the dais to honor our respected guest speaker with a flower bouquet and talk. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Khader sir. Come to the dais to. This is from our South Central employee saying here what. Thank you, madam. Now I take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to our Honorable Director and respected team. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to our guest speaker, respected Sri Khader sir. My thanks to all the HODs, deputy HODs, staff and trainees and the nearby residents who are actively participated in this program. Thank you all once again.
Going through the same problem. Do they have to take a coffee? They have to take 2 coffees. No, coffee is not enough. Take 1 more cup of tea. If not enough, take daily honey in hot water with lemon juice. As if it is not enough, you take some hot water and then wait for half an hour. Then take a tube and then suck it out. These are the scenes. So, it's called nature law. You just go like that, unload, come out. And then when you put 1 bucket of water, it should not stick to the body. And that's what healthy shitting is. Water, 2 bucket, 3 bucket, 4 bucket, still there. It's not going. That's enough. You don't need to go to any doctor. If that happens, you are in trouble. That's the beginning of your problems. So, what does it mean? That what we are eating, we are not able to. But we are eating lot of things. Eat morning, afternoon, night. No. You have gas problem. Every 2 hours you have to eat. Eat at 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 no other work for us. Who is telling this? So-called great experts and doctors are advising us, keep eating every 2 hours. No other work. Keep cooking, keep eating. Hey, no problem. Why do you want to cook? We are here. Online, we'll keep suffering. Eat every 2 hours. No, this is all science for you. High tech. See, we have created so much milk. Biotechnology, genetically modification. What have you created? You have created poisons. It's not milk, it's not food. And in the same breath, I would like to tell you, this so-called diesel industry started producing lots of chemicals. And this warm material instantly formed the first fertilizer. By accident, the Second World War, leakage of this bomb material into a place saw wheat growing in a very beautiful fashion. Then they discovered, yeah, this bomb material can be converted into fertilizer. So every year people keep making bombs, but they don't use as much as they need. So they have to remove it, and so that's how shelf life came into existence. So the bomb cannot be used after so-called 144 months. Not 144 weeks. That is approximately 2.5 years or so. After that, you cannot use the bomb. So that has to be decommissioned. So what about the material? So they were not knowing just before this incident happened. Once this happened, they were very happy. So now I can go on making bombs and then make it fertilizer. So make fertilizer, what to do? Wheat. Oh, wheat. So grow. So what do? Just feed the animals. Make lot of meat. So you feed the animal 8 kilos of this wheat, and then you make meat, and then we eat them. So the meat industry started. They started. Then all of a sudden they figured out this wheat requires lot of water. To grow 1 kilo, you need 10,000 liters of water. So over a period of 15-20 years, they figured out there has to be something else which we need to do. Then the soybean came. This is dicotyledon doesn't require that much water. It also produces its own fertilizer. So it has got two advantages. So let us see, we'll start it. But what happened was these dicotyledons, they fix nitrogen in their roots. So wherever there is a dicotyledon plant, that is not just soybean, even our avrekai or green gram or groundnut, all these dicotyledons have this nitrogen fixing capacity, and so they produce natural fertilizer in the form of urea or other chemicals. So what happens when you have a dicotyledon, around it other plants come out, because it not only just makes fertilizer for itself, it also distributes all of it. That is the nature. So these other texts are coming, I want to kill all this, I just want only the soil. So-called genetic engineers came along, oh, we are here to do the job for you. So we will spray a chemical which actually accidentally again they found in the war, that these Americans and Vietnamese were fighting, and the Vietnamese were hiding in the forest. However much these Americans tried, they were not being defeated. So Americans thought, oh, we will spray a chemical which will defoliate all the forest. So they figured out a chemical which will come in the process of synthesizing chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is where you make your glucose in the plants. So if there is no chlorophyll, there is no leaf. So leaf will fall off, then we can see from top, and then we can kill all these Vietnamese scientists. They thought, and then they got a chemical called Agent Orange. It's a chloroaromatic compound which sprayed on any green plant removes all the leaves. And chlorophyll not being synthesized into the plant will die. So this is actually that's called a herbicide. You kill the herbs. Herbicide. So they sprayed. Lo and behold, oh, we have a chemical here now, so I will make this spray and kill all the other things. They spray. But soybean is also makes leaves, so that also dies. Then now I have another idea. Now if I can destroy this chemical and give the capacity to destroy the chemical to the soybean, then I spray this chemical, soybean plant will not die and all others will die. So I get an enzyme gene producing this chemical destruction capacity introduced into the soybean plant. Now I have a plant which can sustain the onslaught of this herbicide, but all others cannot. So now if I spray just on the ground, nothing else will grow other than my soil. And this is what they are doing all over the world, millions and millions of hectares. They just bulldoze, spray this, and put soil. So you have nothing else growing other than soil. So when you eat soybean, what else you are eating? This wonderful Agent Orange. But what did they do? They didn't just spray Agent Orange, they developed it further into a water-soluble herbicide. So you have millions and millions of hectares, these companies are using this. So what for are they producing this soybean? To make this being eaten by cows, pigs and chicken, whatever. If possible, humans also. Soybean, source of protein, is the catcher. What is the punchline? So you all think you need a lot of protein. In fact, you don't need more than 68% of protein. So everyone is thinking that we need protein, we need protein, we need protein. Eat soybean, eat soybean. Yeah, already making animals eat soybean and there is protein in your so-called meat and still you want more protein. You this also. Soybean milk, soybean curd, soybean this, soybean that, soybean. So the whole world goes gaga about this soybean and everyone starts eating. Lo and behold, here what do you call the word cancer appears. Because what did it do? It is killing the chlorophyll, means exactly replica of chlorophyll is your hemoglobin. That is red blood cells. No difference. The only difference between chlorophyll and hemoglobin is you have magnesium in chlorophyll, iron on hemoglobin. So you remove the iron, you have chlorophyll. So what do? If actually you have bloodlessness, that is anemic condition, what do? You just have to take some curry leaves, put it in buttermilk and you keep drinking for 21 days, your blood hemoglobin level shoots up in no time. Why did that happen? Because you have shortcut method of providing this hemoglobin replica in chlorophyll. What all the body does, everything is well, just remove that magnesium, put the iron, which is also present in curry leaves. So both things are taken care of. See? As simple as that. That means when you eat this soybean, what are you doing now? You are endangering the synthesis of hemoglobin. Now you understand why people are getting blood cancer. No one wants to tell you about this. So in fact, cancer became very prevalent starting the use of these pesticides made into soluble form. In fact, in nature, God makes poisonous things to be soluble only in lipids, that is fats. But now, in the name of biotechnology, you have made this poisonous water soluble and hence the wrath of chemicals going unchecked, untold by the human race. So we have now 16% of people, young boys and girls, suffering from cancer. What I'm talking is if there are 100 cancer patients, 16 of them are boys and girls below the age of 50. This is the great business of this big companies. And no one wants to talk about. So we are all becoming sick. And then, as if it is not enough, we have medicines to take care of us. Sir, I have BP, take this tablet. How long? Lifelong. Sir, I have thyroid, take this tablet. How long? Lifelong. Sir, I have rheumatism, take this tablet. How long? Lifelong. Sir, I have asthma, take this puff puff. How long? Lifelong. Sir, I have cancer, till you live, take this. This is the sad story of human race. And we are okay with it because we are very busy. Building careers, making money, making real estate. And all in all, it's just happening under your feet, under your nose, pun intended. As these things are happening, the whole world is changing because we are using the natural resources. To make 1 kilo of sugar, you use 28,000 liters of water. To make 1 kilo of meat, you use 50,000 liters of water. To make 1 liter of milk, you need 20,000 liters of water. To make 1 kilo rice, you need 8,600 liters of water. 1 kilo wheat requires 10,000 liters of water. Where do you get all this from? Nature. We have only 3% of water that is potable, usable. We have been screwing up. And no scientist, no politician, no university wants to say that what you are eating is the responsible thing for all these disasters in the world. Each and everything that puts into your mouth is so much environmentally packaged with dead. And we are all okay with it. The rivers are disappearing because you are drinking coffee and tea that no one wants to say. Because all the mountains and the lower part of the mountains are filled with this coffee and tea estates all over the world. Caffeine is what you get both from coffee and tea. Tea has more caffeine than coffee. 100 grams to 100 grams, you have 18% more caffeine in your tea than coffee. So many people come and tell me, sir, you are telling don't drink milk, don't drink coffee. Can I drink black tea, green tea, red tea, brown tea, black tea? Whatever tea, tea is tea. I tell them, stop, don't drink tea, don't drink coffee, period. Because caffeine, just caffeine alone, makes your sleep completely disappear. You may think you are sleeping, but you are not sleeping. It's only 5%. It's all sleep, manku. Alcohol, people who drink, they think they are sleeping. No, you are not sleeping. Sleep is a wonderful thing given by God. When you sleep in dark, the darkness is the most important thing for your sleep. But no one nowadays sleeps in. Sorry, I'm also getting confused. When you think of caffeine and you have to sleep in darkness, because when you sleep in darkness, people think light comes through only light. No, your whole body is sensitive to light. If there is no light, you don't make vitamin D. So that means light is absorbed to your skin too. So if you want to sleep, please just don't close your eyes, take darkness. Your body should be in darkness. Complete darkness gives you the best sleep. So avoid coffee and tea for 3 weeks and sleep in dark room. You will see what I mean. Because I have had many cases who could not sleep even after taking tranquilizers, sedatives, sleeping tablets. Months together they were not sleeping because of this tablets, computers. You think your body thinks you are still in the daytime because the light is going. So please stop using these stupid phones after 7:30 or 8 p.m. because your extended day begins. So even these lights, so you better be in the dark as night dawns upon. What does it do? It produces so-called melatonin, which is very important initiative process for your good sleep. God Nidra Devu, you need to have this wonderful condition which God has given us. There is a night and day. No. We have light, we will dance, we will drink, we will do party, this is that. And you don't sleep. So we are getting away from nature inch by inch. Sorry, not inch by inch, mile by mile. Mile by mile. So in the last 50, 100 years, we have done that very efficiently in the leadership of this Western thought process. So whatever they did is all nonsense. They have no idea what they are doing, but we know a lot of things, but we don't think we don't know. Or we know. Because I have one funny incident to describe for you. Here, in America, when there is cancer patient, they just give radiotherapy, chemotherapy. When they do that, their system gets into shambles. They can't even swallow. But they are used to eating meat. Bacon, this, that. So, the best thing the doctor comes up and says, what do I do? I told him, just drink chicken soup. That is the protocol. So some of our doctors, initially so-called cancer oncology doctors, go there, they train, they come back. In fact, this incident happened. One of the Brahmin patient, he became cancer patient, some stomach cancer. Protocol, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, and the same thing happened, he cannot swallow. So the doctor said, what do I do? Chicken soup. See, this is the blind copying of our, not just the doctor, whole of us, this British have left coffee, tea with us, and we are drinking as if, when I say stop, coffee is the end of our life. What are you talking? I just drink 2 cups, that's all. No, I used to drink 5, 6 cups. Now I'm drinking only cup, but I take black tea. This way or that way, you are taking caffeine. This caffeine, you are allowed to take if you want to be healthy, maybe once a year. Sambrama adre, happa adre, you want to celebrate something, you drink a cup of coffee. Now you have daily drinking 2-3 times coffee and you think you are okay. So when I tell people don't drink coffee, don't drink tea, everyone looks at me as a mad fool. What am I doing? Now I keep looking at coffee. What mad fools? Why are you drinking coffee? So my daughter growing up with me, she used to think, this fellow is mad, these people are mad. She's a homeopathy doctor now. So all her life, she has been listening to these kind of issues. So she used to tell me, you are also mad, they are also mad. So now you understand what mistakes we have been doing, and no one is bothered, and no one wants to tell, and no one wants to talk about this thing. Seriously, things are very, very wrong. That's why you see now, you have 18 kids being born called ADS, Attention Deficit Syndrome. See, I'm not talking about diseases, I'm talking about something very serious beyond that, a dimension which you are not even able to comprehend. 18% of kids are born attention. That means the CPU is not getting formed properly. So what does this radio fellows do? They are very angry. They don't know why they are angry. They have no attention. 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there. If something is, just break it, throw it. If someone is there, poke him, bite him. And they can't control it like that. Why babies? A lot of people are also doing that. See how these things are, and only 18%, the remaining people are good. It should have been, there should have been no ADS in 10 lakh births. But we have 1800 and it's okay with us. Because these Western people are telling it's okay. No problem, take a tablet. No problem, take a tablet. After 3 years, not problem, take insulin. It's okay. It's okay with them because they are making I think just 18 years back they were making 800,000 rupees profit. Now, in the last 5 years, these medicinal companies, you know how much money they are making just on diabetes alone? $827 billion. Yes, sir? $827 billion just per year. If you calculate into rupees, it is 50,000 billion rupees. And 1/3 of it is from our country. 20,000 billion rupees. You are paying for just diabetes. They are not curing, they are just managing. MBA course. So, you have 38% of people diabetic and becoming more and more people by 2025 I believe it is 50%. Who says it? WHO says it. And it's fine for whom? For pharmaceutical companies. So this is the mess we are in. So just that event, that small event of meeting that young girl menstruating, just threw all this in my mind 28 years ago, 30 years approximately. So I said this is nonsense. So I was also involved in so-called theoretic engineering, this kind of activities while I was working in Japan. So I became very vexed when I wanted to work on something called real food. So what is real food then? The real food is something which keeps us healthy. And this is not a complete definition. So how does health come? Now we have hundreds of disease conditions, various diseases, very different names. So if you have health, all these diseases have to become just names. Am I right? So how do I produce a healthy person should be our main concern. So how do I regain health back into this sick body? So if I eat something that slowly makes my body get rid of all these disease conditions, that is what is real. So when I eat the right food, what it should happen? There is no need for medicine. That condition should exist. So what is the source of all these problems is that the foods that we are eating peripherally creating all these issues, but in the center of the action, when the digestive processes complete their process, the glucose, that is the real energy-giving molecule, is to be produced and pumped into blood. Because if there is no glucose in your blood, you will just lose your consciousness. Because it is the blood glucose entering. Few words. C6H12O6. The oxygen that you breathe in burns glucose and produces carbon dioxide and water. Why it does that? It also produces ATP, adenosine triphosphate, a molecule, you can think of it as a battery. It just absorbs the energy that is released. See, when you burn some material, the oxygen in the outside, you get heat. And that is dissipates into the environment. But here in our cells, living cells, when you burn glucose with the oxygen that is carried by your blood, that is red blood cells, hemoglobin. Hemoglobin has got iron which tags on to the oxygen, and that's what goes into every cell. So the moment it sees glucose, it burns and then produces energy, and this is what is used for all your living energy. Say if I am speaking, I am sitting, I am holding my nose, I am breathing in, I am sleeping, I am walking, whatever, all living activities require energy, and that comes from that ATP molecule, adenosine triphosphate, and that is the resultant of burning glucose. Burning glucose. And this is called respiration. All living things on this planet, from microbes to so-called human beings or whales, elephants, tigers, small microbes, even viruses produce energy in this form. And there are few living things on this planet at the edges of volcanic mountains called sulfur-breathing bacteria, whose metabolism is a little different, but it is minuscule quantity. And that means all living things on this planet get energy by this. So where is this? That means if we are releasing energy, carbon dioxide and H2O in some place is making glucose, and that's what happens in your chlorophyll. And that is what is called photosynthesis. So carbon dioxide and water are synthesized into glucose and oxygen. That's how the green leaves breathe out oxygen, take in carbon dioxide. So the whole world is living because you have these two wonderful processes. And I told you, I will tell you about water. What does water do here? It is actually the platform for the energy of the sun to be absorbed. This chlorophyll absorbs carbon dioxide and holds it. The photosynthetic, the photons come and break this water into hydrogen and oxygen, and you have hydrogen coming and launching onto this carbon dioxide, oxygen getting released. So the opposite, and here instead of releasing, you have to supply energy, and that is the sun energy. Ade Chaitanya. So whatever you are thinking, you have energy. Whenever I am moving my hand, I am talking to you, I am walking, the energy is from the wonderful sun, which is trapped by carbon dioxide. You think it is the glucose that has trapped. In fact, it is the water that has trapped the energy. By dividing itself, goes and latches on to carbon dioxide. So the energy tracking is done by water. So water is not just to drink. It is the source of life on this planet. And that wonderful thing, we are making all kinds of consciousness. Okay? So you have this wonderful thing going on this planet, we are screwing it up. So there are no plants. The forest cover has come down to 8% now on this planet. So we have stopped absorbing this carbon dioxide because there is no chlorophyll to do this job. So this carbon dioxide sink, the forests are disappearing just to make for you coffee and tea. So it's not only you becoming sick, the whole planet is becoming sick because you are all drinking coffee and tea. So will you please, for heaven's sake, stop drinking coffee and tea. It's not as simple as it looks, that you drink coffee, you are okay, and you are becoming weak and weak because your nerves are getting debilitated because of this caffeine. Not only your nerves, the whole planet is getting debilitated. Here is the link. So what it means is that you have to produce something very easily without water being disturbed. So the least amount of water, if you use, And those are the grains that we should live on. Lo and behold, here are the 5 grains that use the least amount of water. To produce 1 kilo of these grains, you need only 200 liters of water. And these are the wonderful grains called millets in English, because they are very small, one reason. And it so happens when this stupid industrial world started producing this wheat and rice, in the mills, these grass seeds were coming in between. So these are all useless things, piglet, booklet, chiclet, like that they call it millet. And they don't know wonderful things. There are many different things they call full of them together. They don't want to even bother to know. So please stop using the word millet also. They are not millets. They are wonderful things because they use the least amount of water to be produced. And after being produced, if you eat these grains, because the way it is produced, these are called C4 foods. The reason being, they consume the least amount of water to produce glucose in the biochemical physiological processes, because their thing starts on C4 unit, not on C3, just like rice and wheat or C3. You start with pyruvic acid, there you start with oxalic. Wonderful, wonderful physiological variation. That's what makes it, these grains to be grown, even if there are 4 grains specific. So you cannot add any fertilizer. It doesn't matter. Fertilizer, there are not, it will grow that much for sure. So it doesn't care whether you have fertilizer or even if you put, it doesn't matter. It doesn't grow more than. And that is the wonderful thing of these grains. So you can grow them very easily. And how does it work? These grains, God makes them in a much more beautiful fashion. Small in nature, very small. In fact, out of these 5 grains, there is a millet called little millet. Name itself is little, called Sami, Sama in Sami in Tamil, Samelu in Telugu. From the center, layers of fiber are arranged with complicated and very complex fashion. This fiber is interwoven with the carbohydrate, so that when you eat this, the carbohydrate is not releasing all at a sudden. So when you eat rice, what happens? You dump all the carbohydrate in one shot. That means in 15-20 minutes, the whole blood is flooded with glucose. So if you eat 100 grams of idli or dosa or chitrana or puliyogre, whatever, everything is rice. You just change the color and call different names. But when you eat 100 grams of rice, you are pumping in approximately 30 to 35 grams of glucose all at a sudden. As if it is not enough, our Shah Rukh Khan says drink Pepsi. Salman Khan says Coke. No, I am coming from top, thumbs up, Salman Khan. All these Khans are not selling Pepsi or Coke. They are selling 45 grams of sugar in 100 ml of water. The reason is we want alcohol to be produced. Millions of hectares of sugar cane is produced. In the name of producing sugar, we are producing molasses. So, Enda companies are doing this, and we are all thinking they are producing sugar. And you don't want sugar a single molecule, because that is the last thing we produce in our digestive canal. Sugar is the penultimate product. Once sugar is there, it will give you glucose and fructose, and it is glucose which is being flooded. And you only need 5 grams of glucose in your blood, 5 liters of blood. If it is more, the body is confused. What do I do with so much glucose? This coffee, Pepsi, idli, dosa, 2 times, 4 times. Totally you are loading your body per day 150 grams of glucose. What all you need is approximately 20 to 30 grams. Because if you want to expend these 5 grams of glucose, that means if you want to burn 5 grams of glucose in your living cells, you need to walk. Each liter to be discharged of glucose, minimum 15 minutes each and every person should walk. So to get rid of 5 grams, you need to walk 1 hour 15 minutes, say approximately 1 hour. So how much you have? 150 grams. So how much you should walk? 30 hours. How many hours do we have? How many hours do have we walking? Now you understand the problem? You have problem of glucose. So much. So what do? Liver says, no problem, don't worry. I have a mechanism, I produce glycogen. So what do? If a lot of papers are fallen apart, you just make a file. So the file is glycogen. It's another complex carbohydrate. So one file I have a file. Still there is. So what do we do with these files? You pack them and put it in a box, and that is your fat. Boom. So you started by Ubakaya, obesity, and another disease. So when there is extra glucose, you either make obesity or what do? I cannot make fat because the metabolism is not very good in my body. So I will make cholesterol. So there is metabolism which can make cholesterol. So cholesterol is also needed for us. So I will make some more cholesterol. Cholesterol, cholesterol. So I will make triglycerides. So glycerol and the molecule, if I add 3 glucoses, it becomes triglycerides. So I will make some triglycerides. Or I will have some rheumatic necessary is there, some ESR, or I will make some of it. So now the body is finding emergency. I have to do something with this because what is the wrong with having excess glucose is this glucose starts absorbing water from each and every cell because that is the nature of sugar. You put some amount of sugar here, within 2 hours, even water there is in the air, it will start absorbing. So if that happens, I have to start drinking a lot of water. So one day is okay if I drink water, but again so much sugar. So this should not happen. So the body is trying feverishly to get rid of this glucose from blood. And so pancreas, I am here, I can produce insulin so that this glucose is not in the blood. I will just take it away in some cell or the other, I will push it. So insulin goes and knocks at each and every living cell. Hey, open the door, I have a lot of glucose, push it inside. So after going inside, glucose looks. No oxygen is not burning because already ATP is there, I am not walking. So it stays there for some time, slowly seeps up. Again back in the blood. The insulin, I just left you inside and nothing happened, so I came back. So what do I do with you? So I have done cholesterol, I have done triglycerides, I have made fat, everything is happening. I already have fat. So what do? Just tap it onto the walls of these blood vessels. So you started having the blood flow getting slower. Oh, you have BP. Come on, take that. So did any doctor tell you it's because of the sugar you have BP? No. If you eat technically you get cholesterol. This is what doctors have been telling all along. It is the sugar, it is the rice, it is the wheat that is dumping a lot of glucose in your blood that is cause for your cholesterol, triglycerides, obesity, your sandhivata, the bone. Oh, your bones are important. So the real reason no doctor wants to talk to you. They want to manage. So if I tell you don't eat rice, don't eat wheat, don't drink milk, don't take sugar, ain't happening anything better. What do I eat? You are telling don't eat, don't eat, don't eat. You see the sad story is there are 100 varieties of these grains in the world and all have become extinct because these companies have systematically sitting in the boardrooms day by day, year by year, eliminated all these wonderful grains. Period. This is the sad story of science. So when I realized this 28 years back, so these are wonderful grains. And you know, these are called foxtail millet, coral. It's also called Italian millet. That means in and around Italy, this grain used to grow, lot of it, and people were eating this. In fact, brown top millet, also called American millet. In American continent, whole open fields were grown by this grass. In Japanese, the Japanese millet is barnyard millet called udar in Telugu. And kodo millet in Himalayan belt, the whole over Himalayan belt, China and all that areas, everywhere kodo millet was. Even today, some tribals called Hindu are eating this little millet, kodo millet, and they have not got a single disease till today. They have been there for millennia. And why does this happen? Because these grains, because of their arrangement of fiber and carbohydrate, releases carbohydrate, that is digested carbohydrate in the form of glucose, very slowly and steadily. And this they call glycemic index. The lowest is for all these fibers. That means glucose enters your blood in a very slowly and steady fashion. There is a regulation of glucose which is actually the key point for your health. That means if you release, you want glucose. If you don't have glucose, you will fall. But you have more glucose, you have more problems. That means what is health? It is the regulated release, a controlled release of glucose is the essence of being healthy. That means the liver is not pressed, the pancreas is not pressed, the thyroid is not pressed to do all hurry-burry metabolic activities. It has time. Take it easy. No problem, because the glucose is not pumping in a flood. 2 grams, 3 grams, another 5 grams, another 5 grams. So every 2 hours we have a release of glucose. But then what our doctors are telling, eat 2 hours, another 2 hours, another 2 hours, another 2 hours. But God has done that already for you. You don't need every 2 hours. Every 2 hours you need to release. And that's what God has done. Come on, clap. So the job is done. So if I have to cure this stupid diabetes, this stupid cancer, this stupid BP, this stupid triglyceride, they are all names for me. I care 2 hoots, whatever disease you have, doesn't matter. Write down. Make your files. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 8 tablets. Doesn't matter. Just come. Stop eating all this nonsense. Start eating this wonderful things. Lo and behold, 3 months, 6 months, or maximum 2 years. I don't know what disease you have. You can write in your envelope and keep it close. After 2 years, go and check. And if there is any disease left, then come to me.